Hey, HXR Smurf here. I'm here with a tutorial on how to do a rolling update with your Google Compute Engine instance group. So you'd want to do a rolling update for your application update, website upgrade, sort of that kind of thing. So recently I had to do this because my Let's Encrypt SSL was expiring. So there's probably better ways to do this, but this is how I've self-taught myself how to do it. So what I do is go into the instance group, go to the instance, and I actually clone the existing instance. And by cloning it, it will create a new virtual machine outside of the instance group. So we'll just say upgrade instance, for example. And you want to just make sure that you create a new disk and have the correct permissions. As you can see, I've got Cloud SQL specifically and storage because I sync to Google storage as well as connect to my Cloud SQL instance. And by copying it, it also copies over your SSH keys as well as your startup script here. So, not the best done, but it gets the job done. So, we'll just go ahead and click create. And it'll create the instance. And right now I have my instances as ephemeral IPs, just dynamic IPs because they're behind a load balancer that auto scales it. So now that the instance is created, it might take a couple seconds to have SSH running. We'll just go to PuTTY, use my existing template here, and this already has the SSH key. If you don't know how to do that in PuTTY, you do connection SSH, go to auth, and then go browse your SSH key. So this should be ready to go now. So now we'll just go over to just do a basic upgrade, apt-get update, apt-get upgrade. There's only one update for Google Cloud SDK, so I do have a swap partition on because the upgrading Google Cloud SDK, it caused my virtual machine to run out of memory and either crash and or not upgrade the package, which is whatever though. So once that's done upgrading, you can just do whatever else you need to. So for instance, if you want to do a Let's Encrypt SSL, you just do certbot and that kind of thing. So we'll just clear out the history. And we can actually shut down the machine because now that it's, if I spell it right, there we go. So now that your machine, or that your virtual machine is upgraded with the needed information, again, whether it be SSL updates, upgrades, application upgrades, code changes, although you'd want to put your code changes in Google storage and sync that over, you shouldn't redeploy a new instance for a simple code change. With that said, just shut down the instance. It does take a little bit of time to do that. And once the instance is shut down, you can click it and then go down to the boot disks and local disks and click that. You can also just go to disks and select the disk from there. Sometimes I forget what I name them, so that's why I go straight to the VM and then the instance. So we can just do create image here. We'll do, and then I name them. Again, there's probably better ways to name them. I've been finding that creating a good naming scheme for yourself to diversify and easily recognize the correct source disk is definitely the best. So you can just create the image here, and that does take a little bit of time. It is 25 gigabytes. While that's going, I'm going to go over to instance groups. I'm going to select the instance group here and click edit. And I just want to check my scaling here. When I tried this a couple weeks ago for the Let's Encrypt SSL, it sort of went into a loop. So I'm going to just go ahead and not do that. We're going to kick this up to 10. Because I think what it was doing, it was incorrectly creating the instance, causing it to be unhealthy, and then it tries to repair it while I'm trying to do the rolling update, it was just really weird. So we're just going to go ahead and give it 10 instances. Alright, perfect. So now we'll go over to disks here and check to see how that is going. Upgrade instance. Oh, we want to go to images. My bad. So let's see. So there it is. It's going. The image is being created. I do wish Google had a better progress bar of some sort to easily recognize what the hell's going on, but I guess you just gotta wait. You just gotta wait for the image to be created. Alright, the instance is finally, or the image is finally completed. So we'll want to create a new instance template using that new image. So we'll go over to instance templates, and we'll copy our existing template. This allows us again to keep all the settings, you know, a small virtual machine, the same permissions, SSH keys, as well as the startup script. And you'll want to make sure to change the boot disk to use your new image. So just boot disk, change, upgrade instance. So I'm actually going to switch over to a solid state drive just to see if my stuff is a little faster. It's $8 a month. We'll try it. We'll see if it's worth it. And we'll click create here. That's a usually quick process, and I probably should have named it something else. So we'll just keep it as is, and we'll probably switch back to a standard disk because solid states aren't worth the $4 extra. I'm a cheap bastard, and I'm still learning. So now that template has been created, we'll want to go into the instance groups, and instead of creating a new instance group from the instance template, we'll just want to go into our actual instance group. We'll click rolling update, select the new one, the -1, very well named, and we'll want to start this as soon as we can. Let's see, only updates when new instances are created. So this is for probably bigger deployments where as your instance group resizes, it'll use the new template, but I've got a very small server, so maximum range or surge. So we can just create 2 just for fun. And we'll want to make sure so our website doesn't go down, we set this to 0 because we want 0 instances to be unavailable. So basically, it would only create one instance, and it could potentially take the production site down while it's creating, especially if you set this to 1. So one instance will be taken offline at a time, and one instance will be temporarily added. So I found that if I had this setting, it would actually take the production instance down, and then it would cause the load balancer to undetect. So usually 1 and 0 is fine for me. I'm just doing 2 to do 2. So we'll click update here. And we'll go over to the website here. And we'll refresh it here. It shouldn't go down yet. So there we go. Now it's going. It's creating the new instance. Instance is being created. We'll refresh the site. And then we can go over to my load balancer here. I believe it's in network services, load balancing. We'll go to the new tab here. Expand that. Instance is showing healthy. So we'll refresh that. Refresh my site. Go over here. Loading data. Instance 1 of 1. Go back to the compute engine. Is there a refresh? Apparently there's not. Go back to instance groups. We'll refresh this. I believe it'll say 1 instance still. We'll just keep refreshing all these. Yep, it shows 1 instance still. It's loading here. Instance is being created. I have noticed that this is not a quick process. So if you need to roll out an application change immediately, this might not be the best choice for you. But that might just be part of the cloud computing. I am planning on doing this in Amazon and seeing which one is quicker, just for the hell of it. Alright, looks like it's slowly being brought up. And we can actually delete our upgrade instance because we don't need it anymore. Go over here, instance group. It says it's using the new one, and let's see, it's shutting down the other one. So let's refresh this here, do another refresh, go to private browsing, make sure it's not cached. So it looks like we're good to go. Load balancer says we're healthy still. It's right there, instance group. Oh, alright, we didn't want that. Go back to there. So instance is healthy 2 of 2, and it shouldn't balance over to the broken one, but maybe it will. There we go. Just fine still. We'll refresh this, and this other instance should be going away now. So let's see. Instance 1, template -1. Again, your naming scheme will probably want to be better. And there we go. All up to date. Load balancer should be showing 1 of 1 instead of 2 of 2. Let's see. Yep, so it's scaling back down to 1, and it's slowly deleting that. I found that deleting instances in the instance group, the automation of it is quite slow, but as you can see, my updated VM is already gone from the list, whereas the instance group's VM is still sitting around, but that'll disappear shortly. And then we can also delete the old image, so because these cost money to store, so we can just checkbox that, make sure we're on the right one, and we'll just delete it. So it looks like it's still scaling down here. We'll hang out for a little bit and see if 8 November Sierra goes away. Alright, I'm going to just try to ping it here and see if it's still up. Okay, it looks like it's shutting down. Hey, there it is. Finally being stopped. After what, 5-10 minutes? I have no idea. Probably just 5 minutes. It feels like forever when you're just watching it. And sometimes when I've done this, it auto scales to a second instance while that's being torn down. So yeah, external IP was just removed. And I'm actually going to edit the group and kick this back down to 3. So hey, there it goes. It's gone from the instance group. It's gone from the VM instances here. Website's up. Maybe I should have kept refreshing, but oh well. Load balancer is healthy. As I said one time before, when I had create surge one instance and take one instance down, and or surge one instance and leave all up, sometimes the load balancer would get confused and load balance to the wrong server, causing a error, as in the website would be gone temporarily. So that's how you do a update to your instance group. Again, probably not the best way for big production systems, but for a very small setup that I have, it works perfectly for me. So hope you enjoyed. Have a good one. Peace out.